What did you used to dislike but started enjoying as you grew older? Waking up early. I used to think it was the absolute worst when I was kid. Now I wake up at 7 o'clock even on Sundays sometimes. I enjoy how peaceful and quiet everything is. Female company. I used to think girls were boring since we had totally different interests. Also, I always tried to impress them all the time and that just brought anxiety and caused me to not have a good time. Now that I'm older and don't really give a about impressing them, I can have normal conversations with them. Plus, as you grow older, you can find more and more stuff you have in common with people. Public speaking. I used to be shy. Now I enjoy speaking in front of crowds. Alcohol. Alcoholic parents swore I'd never drink, didn't want to be them, turns out the alcohol wasn't the problem. Sparkling water. Used to hate it, now I drink it like crazy. Ginger. Alone time. Work. Study. Eating. Different types of music. I used to be one of the no. I shall only listen to rage metal, deathcore and nothing else. Everything else is poopy, not real music. As I got older, I realized that music really is in the beauty of all composition. From the grittiest hip-hop to the shoutiest metal. The most orchestral symphony to the most expletive-laden rap track. Beauty lies in every genre of music. The poetry. The imagery. The instrumentation. The beats. Everything. It extended beyond that to other aspects of life too. When you start seeing all of the world in its entirety, instead of your own narrow little plot of land. With all the possibility of what can be. It really makes life far more enjoyable and rewarding. There are a handful of foods. But the best answer would be work. I enjoy what I do and it's nice to talk to someone that I don't live with. I used to hate guitar. Despised it for many years. I was obsessed with guitar as a teenager, often practicing 12 to 14 hours a day. Did this for years. Wanted to make it big. When that didn't happen by the time I was 28, I turned against it. Sold all my guitars and rage quit. All those years. All that practice for nothing. This. I'll never play again. I'll never play guitar as a hobby, I swore to myself. 25 years later I've put that bitterness behind me and started playing again. This time just for fun. Took a few months to get back up to speed. But I eventually got there. Couldn't be happier. Playing great. Enjoying it like I never did before. Have a small, but growing, YouTube guitar channel that I enjoy doing as well. And a guitar collection that's starting to get a little bit of control. Pop music. As a teenager in the 90s I was too wrapped up in that stupid idea that you are defined by the bands you like and the games you play and all that stuff. As an adult I see that for the edgy tryhard that it really is. Now I'm a 37-year-old rock musician that finishes a show and blasts whatever music I feel like in the car on the way home. Pop music is fun. Taylor Swift is a brilliant songwriter and Nickelback put on one of the tightest live shows on the planet right now. And if saying those things makes you judge me, the problem is on you. Nowhere else. I used to dislike these things, feta cheese because goat cheese has this weird texture, avocado because why would I want to eat a weird rough fruit, rocket salad because it's bitter, then later in life. I got to try a crispy crust pizza with the following toppings. Feta, avocado, rocket salad, sun-dried tomatoes, and I was very sure I would hate it. After that first bite, it suddenly became my favorite pizza amongst all the other flavors. I'm still not a fan of feta and rocket on their own. But I love avocado now. Sleep. Hated to conk out as a kid and as a teen, 20s I would stay up for 4 days or more straight to avoid it. Now I would no contest choose sleep over or even Disneyland. Drinking water. If it was kid me I would either choose to drink juice or soda, but now I'd rather choose water. I hated any kind of music like Frank Sinatra or Tony Bennett because it really didn't sound like singing. Now I like it. Sleeping. I regret I didn't take my kindergarten naps seriously. Button-up shirts. I used to hate wearing anything other than a t-shirt. Now I love wearing button-up shirts all the time. Even when just hanging out at home. Music. Not that I would not like it. I had no interest in it when I was young and people frequently asked me what music I like. And I always had to say that I don't have any favorite music and get weird reaction or name first artist that came to my mind, which was hard for someone not interested in music, and I hated that. Then when I was 15, I heard Judas Priest for the first time. It was like that episode of Simpsons where Barney discovered beer. From this day on, Judas became my favorite band. Listened to their whole discography in a week and became obsessed with the band for a while. Then I started searching familiar artists, and in few months I ended up with playlist with hundred of classic rock and metal songs. TLDR. Wasn't interested in music. Heard metal for the first time in my life. Immediately became metalhead. I didn't like studying, specifically math and biology, when I was growing up. Now that I don't have to study for exams, I find both very interesting subjects. The growing number of YouTube channels catering to these areas has also played a part. $100 worth of groceries from a raffle. Back then I think it's lame, but now I think I could kill for a free grocery items. Mayonnaise. As a kid, I used to like my sandwiches with super light mayo and extra mustard. Nowadays I put way too much mayonnaise, and sometimes, I don't even put mustard on. Just mayo. Riding the bicycle. It was always a necessity to get to a place and therefore a waste of time. Due to my wish to reduce this time as much as possible, I always went full speed, which is of course overly energy consuming. Arriving totally wasted at my destination lead to even more aversion towards cycling. Today the act of cycling is a pleasure in itself to me. Learned not to be so picky with food. As a kid, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate, didn't like stuff such as peppers, onions, you name it. But now I'm 22 and I'll eat basically everything you put in front of me. LMAO. Salads. I used to hate veggies, but now I love the fresh taste of a delicious salad. Getting socks for Christmas. Seriously. I need more socks. Naps. Napping my life away. Dislike. Realized can't go back in past. Taking a shower. It's one of my only times I get privacy. And the hot water just feels nice. Home improvement shows. Never understood them as a kid but can't stop watching them now. I still generally hate avocado, but if it's on a burger or in a salad, I will begrudgingly eat it. Yogurt ice cream. I used to hate IR. One day I tried it and I simply love it. Getting old and adulting. But that may just be my cognitive dissonance talking. As a kid and teenager I was hesitant to try new food. But I've become gradually more eager to try new food. Gave sushi a try recently and now I love it. Would never even tasted it when I was younger. Also, broccoli. When did broccoli become so yummy? Naps and getting spanked. And broccoli. I love broccoli now. Heavy metal music. Something clicked and it sounds so orchestral now. Potatoes. Tomatoes. Meditation. Old movies. A lot of stuff. Cigarettes. Scots and woman smiling face with sunglasses. Time alone. When I don't have to talk with anyone. Just me time at late night. When no cars pass on road and it's completely silent. Big Brother. I just hated it because my dad hated it. And now everybody. Me. My dad. My mom. Everybody likes it. Two things. The Beatles and classical music. Interacting with people. I used to be extremely shy and anxious as a kid, and talking to people was always challenging. And while I am still shy to some extent, I've grown to like it. Cheese. Hated it as a kid. The smell from across a room made me gag. I still can't go near stinky cheeses, but I love smoked Gouda. Matzah and white cheddar. I remember I used to dislike coriander. Now I love it. Water. Used to drink sodas. Basically anything but water. But after a kidney stone, I began to drink water and now it's all I drink. Dressing up. I avoided it as a kid. Would have anxiety to the point of getting sick with a bloated stomach if I wore anything more than a shirt and jeans or shorts. Now, I look for reasons to dress up. Working from home is the best. Because I can wear a suit to do my IT work without the thousands of questions I absolutely hate asking why I am dressed up. Not going out and people leaving me alone. Nothing better than having 0 phone calls and 0 plans. Nothing more irritating than people deciding to stop by unannounced. If you do that to people, please don't. It's a huge buzzkill. Onions. Wasn't till I was 22 or 23 that I really appreciated them. Time alone. I used to dread being alone. Now I relish the brief moments I can sneak away from everyone and my responsibilities. Celery. Tomatoes. Staying home. Exercise. I always thought exercise equals running. Turns out, weight lifting is exercise and I enjoy it. Went from 220 to 150 over 2 years. I'm back up to 190 and most of my thighs are too big for those jeans still fit from when I weighed 150.